Hi dear students, welcome back to Gurudeva learning classes. Yes dear children, in the previous class we learned beautiful story, is it? Yes dear children, today we are going to learn the new lesson. Before going to learn the new lesson, I would like to ask you one question. Okay? Yes. Dear children, two of your best friends are celebrating their birthdays on the same day at the same time. So, you wanted to attend their birthdays on the same day at the same time. So, how would you solve the problem without hurting them and without missing their birthdays? How do you solve the problem without hurting them or without missing their birthdays? Can you say the answer? Can you say? Yes, dear children, like this situation we call dilemma situation. Dilemma means difficult situation in choose two options. Dilemma means difficult situation in choose two options. Dilemma, a difficult situation to choose between two options, that we call that dilemma. Like this dilemma situation, here is one lesson for you. The lesson name is the feast. The feasts. Yes, the feast. This is one of the anonymous story. Anonymous means Janapada, is it? Yes. Dear children, what is the meaning of feast? The meaning of feast is a rich or lavish meal. A rich or lavish meal, we call that feast. In the festival time, we will eat feast, is it? Lavish meal, delicious food, is it? Feast means a lavish meal or delicious food. Yes? Yes, dear children. Dear children, please open your textbook on page number 30. Now I am going to read the lesson. All of you follow me. Lesson number 4, the feast. Long time ago, there were two villages, upper village and the lower village. An old man called Anansi did not belong to either of them. However, he would run from one village to other to eat their food and join in their singing, dancing and merrymaking. He was not only greedy but a trickster too. Once there was a feast on the same day in the both upper village and the lower village. Poor Anansi was in such a dilemma. He wanted to go to both the feasts. What should I do? Anansi asked himself. I did not want to miss either of the feasts, but I also cannot be in two places at the same time. I am in such a fix. He racked his brain to come up with a suitable solution to the problem. Finally, he called out to his two sons, Intikuma and Vikat Singh. Father, what is the matter? You look so tense, asked his oldest son. I am in trouble, but I can only come out of it with a little help from both of you, Anansi said. He then explained the situation to them. He finished by saying, I will go to the place where they will serve the food first. After I have eaten there, I will go to the other place. Am I not a clever? But how will you know where they will serve the food first, father? Asked the boys. You just wait and watch, Anansi answered with a sly wink. Anansi asked each of his boys to bring him a long, strong rope. The obedient boys followed his orders. Anansi tied one end of his rope around his waist. Now, Intikuma, my son, he said looking at him, take the take the other end of the rope in your hand, hold it tight and run as fast as you can to the upper village. As soon as the feast begins in the upper village, give the rope a tug. I will come at once and eat there. Anansi then gave his younger son the end of the other rope. He told him to go to the lower village and instructed him to do the same thing as his older brother. Intikuma and Quicketsin, both impressed with their father's clever plan, agreed to do what he had said. Both the boys started to run in the opposite directions, holding the ends of their ropes in their hands. Yes, dear children, let me stop here. Now I am going to explain the lesson. Yes, dear children, in this story there are three characters: Anansi, Intikuma and Quicketsin. Yes, Anansi is an old man. He was a trickster in this story and he was a spider, and often he appears as a man to cheat others. And Intikuma is older son of Anansi and Quicketsin is younger son of Anansi. Yes, dear children, please all of you come to the first paragraph. Long time ago, there were two villages, the upper village and the lower village. An old man called Anansi did not belong to either of them. However, he would run from one village to the other to eat their food and join in their singing, dancing and merry making. He was not only greedy but a trickster too. Once there was a feast on the same day in both villages, upper village and the lower village. Poor Anansi was such a dilemma. He wanted to go to both the feasts. Yes, dear children, long time ago there were two villages, one upper village and remaining one lower village. An old man called Anansi, he did not belong to both of villages. He is not a member of both villages. Also, he was running to the both villages. He was going to the both villages to eat their food and singing and dancing and merrymaking. Was going to both villages to eat their food and singing, dancing and merrymaking in festival seasons. Yes, merrymaking. What is the meaning of merrymaking? Merrymaking means act of celebrating happily. Merrymaking means act of celebrating happily. In the festival season, he was merrymaking. He was joining singing, dancing and merrymaking in festival season. And Anansi is not only greedy but also trickster too. Anansi is not only greedy. Greedy means aseburuka. Not only greedy, also he was a trickster. Trickster means a person who cheats others. For them we call trickster. A person who cheats others, for them we call that trickster. Yes, in this story, Anansi was trickster. Is it? Yes. Once there was a feast in the both villages. On the same day, at the same time. One day, there was feast in the both villages on the same day at the same time. Feast. What is the meaning of feast? Feast means a rich or lavish meal. Feast means a rich or lavish meal. Yes, one day, what happened? One day, there were feasts in the both villages on the same day at the same time. Poor Anansi was such in dilemma because he wanted to go to the both villages. One day there was feast in the both villages on the same day at the same time. So Anansi became dilemma situation. Dilemma means, what is the meaning of dilemma? Dilemma means a difficult situation to choose between two options. Why was Anansi became dilemma situation? Because one day feast was both villages on the same day at the same time. He wanted to attend the both feasts on the same day at the same time. So he became dilemma situation. Dilemma means a difficult situation to choose between two options. So he became dilemma situation. He wanted to go to the both feasts. Yes, what should I do? Asked himself. I don't want to miss either of the feasts, but I also cannot be in two places at the same time. I am in such a fix. He racked his brain to come up with a suitable solution to the problem. Yes, dear children, when he became dilemma situation, he asked himself, what he asked, what should I do? I don't want to miss either of the feast, but I cannot to be in the two places at the same time. So I am in such a fix. I am in such a fix. He asked himself, what should I do? I don't want to miss the both feast on the same day at the same time, but I cannot go to the both feast on the same day at the same time. I cannot go to two places at the same time. So he is such in a fix. He is such in a fix. He is in a such in a fix. Yes, in such of fix. What is the meaning of in such of fix? In such of fix means to be in difficult situation or trouble. He was in trouble situation. He was very difficult situation because he cannot go to two places at the same time. So he is in such a fix. So he racked his brain to come up with a suitable solution to the problem. He racked his brain. Racked his brain means to struggle to think of something. He struggled to think something. Racked his brain means he struggle to think of something. Yes. How do you know that? Anansi know that he cannot go to the two places of the same day at the same time. Is it? So he is in a such a fix, and so he racked his brain. He cannot think about that. How can I overcome this problem? So he racked his brain, come up with a suitable solution to the problem. Yes, dear children. After, let's come to the next paragraph. Finally, he called to his two sons, Intikuma and Quickersin. Father, what is the matter? You look so tense, asked his older son. I am in trouble, but I can only come out of it with a little help from both of you, Anansi said. He then explained the situation to them. He finished by saying, I will go to the place where they will serve the food first. After I have eaten there, I will go to the other place. Am I not a clever? But how will you know where they will serve the food first, father? Asked the boys. You just wait and watch. Anansi answered with the sly wink. Yes, dear children. Here, Anansi in such a fix, he racked his brain to overcome suitable situation to the problem. Finally, he called his two sons, Intikuma and Quickersin. He called of his two sons, Intikuma and Quickersin. Yes, Intikuma and Quickersin came near the Anansi and they asked, older son Intikuma asked, what is the matter, father? Today you look so tense, asked older son Intikuma. After that, the Anansi is saying, I am in a trouble. I am in a trouble. I am in dilemma situation. I am in trouble. I can overcome that trouble from help of both of you. He said and he explained the situation to both of the sons. After he said that, I will go to the place where they will serve the food first. After I have eaten there, I will go to the other place. Am I not a clever? Here Anansi is saying that Anansi explained his trouble to their two of sons. After that, after the explanation about the trouble situation, Anansi said that I will go to the place where they will serve the food first. After I have eaten there, again I will go to the next village to eat the food. By listening these sentences from the NLC, here the boys are asking, Father, how will you know where they will serve the food first? Father, just you said one idea to us. First you will go to the village where they will serve the food. After eaten there, again you will go to the next village. Okay, it is okay. But how will you know that where they will serve the food first? Like asked the boys, by listening these words from the Intikuma and Quickatsin, the Anansi is saying answer, wait and watch. He answers with a sly wink. Just my dear children, just you have to wait and watch. He answered like with a sly wink. Sly means cunning. Sly means cunning. In Kannada we say that Mosa, is it? Sly means cunning. He answered with a sly wink. In Kannada we say that in Kannam Viskudu, is it? Yes, like he say that sly wink. Yes. Yes, dear children, after that we have to come to the next paragraph. Anansi asked each of his boys to bring him a long, strong rope. The obedient boys followed his orders. Anansi tied one end of his rope around his waist. Now, Intikuma, my son, he said looking at him. Take the other end of the rope in your hand, hold it tight and run as fast as you can to the upper village. As soon as the feast begins in the upper village, give the rope a tug. I will come at once and eat there. Anansi then gave his younger son the end of the other rope. He told him to go to the lower village and instructed to him to do the same thing as his older brother. Intikuma and Quickatsin, both impressed with their father's clever plan, agreed to do what he had said. Both the boys started to run in the opposite directions, holding the ends of the ropes in their hands. Yes, dear children. Here Anansi asked each of his boys to bring a long and strong rope. The obedient boys are brought long and strong rope. Here Anansi tied one end of the each long and strong rope around his waist. Anansi tied one each end of the strong rope around his waist. After that, the Anansi is saying to his older son by looking at him. What he is saying? My dear son, Intikuma, take this other end of the rope and you have to hold it tight in your hand. And as fast as you run to the upper village. As soon as if they begins feast in the upper village, we have to tug the rope. Tug means, what is the meaning of tug? Tug means strong pull. We have to pull the rope. Suddenly, I will come to the upper village and I will eat their food. Again, the Anansi, he gave the remaining one end of the rope for the younger son Quickatsin, and he has instructed him what he had instructed to the Intikuma. Again he has instructed to the Quickatsin also. Yes, my dear son Quickatsin, you have to take this end of the rope and you have to hold it very tight and you have to go to the lower village. If they serve the food in the lower village, we have to tug the rope. I will come to there and I will eat the food in the village. Like in Anansi asked to the Intikuma and Quickatsin. Yes, dear children, Intikuma and Quickatsin both impressed his father's clever plan. Intikuma and Quickatsin both are impressed his father clever plan. Yes, impress. What is the meaning of impress? Impress means admire. They admire his father clever plan. So they were agreed to do what his father said. and both the boys started to run to the opposite directions by holding the ends of the ropes in their hands. Yes, dear children, here like the feast story is your textbook. Dear children, I hope all of you understood the story. Rest of the paragraphs we will discuss in the next class. Yes, dear children, in this story we have learnt few new words with meaning: merrymaking, trickster, feast, dilemma, in such a fix, racked his brain, sly, obedient, tag, impress. These are the new words we have learnt in this story. Dear children, by using these new words, you have to frame your own sentences. Yes, dear children, I hope all of you understood the story, and rest of the paragraph we will discuss in the next class. Until everyone, bye bye.